Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Everything. Tesla stock. Do you believe it's feasible to purchase Tesla stock and become a mogul soon? Kevin O'Leary suspects as much, so continue to watch to find out and buy into our feed on the off chance that you're keen on Tesla stock. Kevin O'Leary is a renowned business visionary and money manager from Canada. He's otherwise called Mr. Awesome all through his appearances on the U.S. business pitching unscripted TV drama Shark Tank. He's likewise director of OSHA's Venture Counselors, an organization that freely gives files over the course of the year. Mr. O'Leary has turned into a confided-in financial backer that many individuals go to for speculation exhortation, procedures, and market improvement direction. As of late, the securities exchange has been going through tempestuous times. The initial half year of the year exhibited a diminishing in the SPA 500 of 21. This is perhaps the most exceedingly terrible improvement in the financial exchange in many years. Numerous speculation specialists assign what is happening as the plunge. There are numerous conversations about whether the upfront investment, the plunge circumstance, is something to be followed, or on the other hand, on the off chance that you shouldn't buy in the plunge. Stay tuned to realize what Kevin O'Leary thinks about purchasing Tesla in that plunge. Commonly, this stage implies purchasing stocks while the market is down, and they are modest, trusting that the market will then, at that point, return up in time. Subsequently, your potential gain may be enormous, assuming that the securities exchange recuperates and keeps on developing. However, there are many dangers implied to one of them being that nobody truly knows. While it will return up, they can't necessarily in every case foresee the future, as it relies upon many elements returning to the Tesla stock in 2020. The Tesla stock likewise encountered a defeat, and most of it occurred since April this year. Numerous financial backers are stunned by the turns of events and are developing fairly critical about the Tesla stock. Be that as it may, a few specialists have an uplifting perspective and proposed purchasing during the plunge. Kevin O'Leary is one of the basic key financial backers who's hopeful about the securities exchange in general and Tesla stock specifically in 2020. The master said that Tesla was his best performing stock to that date, and he is viewing this venture to his child Trevor, who empowered Mr. O'Leary to purchase Tesla stock in 2019. Trevor, thusly, was hypnotized by the organization when he interned for Tesla and understood that it was anything but a vehicle organization, but instead a computer-based intelligence and information innovation organization. O'Leary additionally said that reasoning fresh is once in a while supportive. He had additionally referenced that there are numerous vulnerabilities on the planet at this moment. Reserve is presenting with areas of strength for an in regards to inflationary worries. As guaranteed by Mr. O'Leary, he doesn't see a very remarkable stoppage, as he has pitifully sent tear sheets of dozers of privately owned businesses in which he holds value. The master financial backer likewise emphasized that on the off chance that there is somebody who will see the primary indications of a monetary log jam or downturn, it will be him, and he most certainly doesn't see it up to this point. Another urgent remark Kevin O'Leary has as of late made is the accompanying expansion, I believe, is a transitionary component, no less than 50 of it, so I'm not, however negative as the savants may be and on effective money management as needs be on the grounds that right now, with a 2 and change long-term expansion to call it 6, I could never purchase that security. That is moronic. You will get butchered on that, Mr. Magnificent. Accepts that the best putting methodology in current fierce times is to go for values of enormous scope, organizations with a solid estimating influence that can endure all inflationary cycles. He additionally referenced that such organizations frequently have potential plans of action and lower obligation levels, permitting them to give their caused expenses for buyers and financial backers. Every one of the elements referenced above add to the limit of such organizations to remain above water. Mr. O'Leary likewise referenced that he decides to go for the lobes of the organizations referenced above instead of for bonds on similar organizations. To cite his clarification, I know with a 100 result while I will be taken care of, and when, and on the off chance that I have a long-term security. Expansion is 6%, and I'm paying 3.2%, which is somewhat the normal of corporate paper at this moment. That is a downright terrible spot to put capital, and I would allot a fairly go in values. Mr. O'Leary has additionally expressed that one of the most incredible times to purchase stocks and contribute is precisely when others decide not to contribute and are not going the other course. Mr. Greg himself looks at this speculation way to deal with a mental peculiarity called the lemming impact. This peculiarity alludes to the nature of many individuals to act with a particular goal in mind, basically founded on the way that a greater part of others act the same way. A commonplace model showing the learning impact is when individuals in a group begin running and numerous others begin following what most of the group is doing. The tech market fragment has been sliced down the middle. However, the development paces of the main tech organizations have not decelerated. Kevin O'Leary likewise expresses that there are no indications of the development rate dialing back while checking out at tech mammoths. Citing Mir O'Leary, I take a gander at the free income, I take a gander at the monetary record. I don't pay attention to individuals talking, I take a gander at the income that matters. We accept this is one reason why Mr. Brilliant is certain about his methodology and speculations. It's a savvy approach to the securities exchange. Stock costs continually change and are affected by each market exchange. In regards to the stock, there are a large number of exchanges happening each and every day, hence the stock cost isn't the most ideal sign of regardless of whether to purchase the stock. Get it, particularly on the off chance that your venture technique is long haul. Purchasing the plunge makes a likelihood to get more cash flow. Thinking about that you could purchase an underestimated stock anyway. Choices ought to fit inside your general system and ought not be reliant exclusively on the cost of the stock at a specific time. We think Kevin O'Leary recommends purchasing Tesla stock in spite of the plunge because of the ongoing reality that the organization has solid expected from here on out, and purchasing its stock right now at a lower cost could considerably offer you a chance to turn into a mogul in only 1 year in the event that the market recuperates sufficiently fast. Assuming we go to information, we can find that Tesla has found more than 900,000 vehicles since the pandemic began in 2020. In December of last year, Elon Musk uncovered one more fundamental snippet of data. Since November, Tesla sold stock worth $16.4 billion. In the primary quarter of 2022, Tesla revealed overall gain adding up to $3.3 billion. These figures surpassed money road gauges for the organization. This data shows that such a long ways there is no proof of the gross deceleration and Tesla is still in a decent position. Consequently, we imagine that Kevin O'Leary is recommending that it very well may be a savvy choice to purchase Tesla stock while it's in a plunge as long as this lines up with your methodology and vision. Yet, consistently recollect that contributing is fairly dangerous, so you ought to do your own examination, be cautious, and exercise an expected level of effort in finding out about the market and stock itself. Kevin O'Leary could be amped up for a creative battery that Tesla's dealing with. Tesla began the dispersion of their models that are made at that Texas Gigafactory. What makes this model fascinating is the presence of 4680 primary battery packs in the vehicle. Toward the start of July, Monroe and Partners, an organization that destroys vehicles, dismantled one of the model is to more deeply study the battery. The specialist said that the battery pack looks momentous, even from the external. Monroe and Partners additionally draws out numerous specialized parts of the new battery in their video. However, the greatest shock came from the way that the battery pack is extraordinarily light. The entire construction just weighs around 1,200 pounds. For instance, the battery pack, simply the battery, and not the entire design of the pack of Rivian's opponent models, weighs about 2 times that much. This might appear to be an immaterial sum, yet in the car world, that is something that can really assist Tesla with keeping its driving situation in a market. Likely imaginative updates like this are likewise remembered for Mr. O'Leary's contemplations about purchasing Tesla stock. Gratitude for watching. Remember to look at one of our different recordings, and keeping in mind that you're still here, feel free to tap on one of these 2 recordings on your screen. See you there.